Before now, the tax reform bill should have started working, but we have seen that the northern governors, including vice president, are opposing the idea of President Bola Tinubu. But this made the elder statesman, Chief Edwin, has condemned the 19th northern governors for opposing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu tax reform bill. Now the headlines. It must go on. Edwin Clark knocks Vice President Shettima, northern governors for politicizing tax reform bill. Now the details. Elder statesman Chief Edwin Clark has condemned the 19th northern governors for opposing President Bola Tinubu tax reform bills, calling their stance divisive and counterproductive. Speaking inside Succession Channel's televisions, Clark insisted that tax bills must go on, criticizing the governors for meeting separately after the National Economic Council NED reaches a position. You see, why is it that the northern governors are meeting and doing secret meeting of how they will overthrow or set aside the idea of tax reform bill? Before now, this idea of tax reform bill should have started working, if not these people that are opposing it. But they should remember that the 19 northern states were not the only state in Nigeria. We have other states who has already complied, but only this northern state has been a problem. That is why this tax reform bill has not started working. So at this point, please let the tax reform bill start working so that there will be a total turnaround and development in Nigeria. Because if it begins to operate, we believe that it will surmount this economic hardship that is going on. I think that is one of the agenda of the president to bring out such idea. So at this time, we are urge the northern governors to work hard and make sure they contribute their quotas to the development of this country, not to begin to speak against a program that has been brought out by the president, because it may end up bringing more hardship and problem to this country. Clark accused the governors and Vice President uh, Shettima of politicizing NEC, asserting that it should remain an advisory body, not an executive one. He further urged President Tinubu to govern inclusively, cautioning against appointing only allies and emphasizing Nigerians' unity and equality. Yes, that is how it should be. And what is going on by the 19 states, the northern state, is enough to bring problem and confusion to this country, because it has already caused a delay to what Mr. President have in mind to do. So at this point, Shettima, who is the vice president, should advise his people so that they will stay down and not counter or opposing the idea of the president, because they are not the only state. I have not heard any complaint from the other state except the northern state. So at this point, we want to advise them to even stay back and watch what is going to happen, because as a matter of urgency, it's not going to play any favoritism to any state. So it's a matter of the 19 states of the federation to gather themselves and start working. This thing has to do with working. If they team together and start working, every state is producing. I tell you, the Nigerians will become a good place to stay. Our people will not be running out of this country and seeking for greener pastures outside country. You see, it is as a result of lack of development that is making the Nigerians to run out. And they have created many mess. Nigerians has become a place of a battleground owing to what is going on. But I believe that if this reform start working, I believe everything will go on smoothly. So the northern governors should rethink and give support to President Bola Tinubu. It's a question of production. If the northern state go back, plan, and begin to producing, I tell you, they will do the best not to begin to create fear in the minds of others. If they continue to oppose this reform idea, it then means they are afraid that they are not able to stay alone. So at this point, Elder Clark has warned them to stay back and stop opposing the idea. And he also advised the president to go on, that there's nothing that will stop this tax reform bill. So this is what we brought to you at this hour. Thanks for joining us. Please do join us in other subsequent news that will comes your way.